Eclipse visions is what we're going to talk about. Next to intense solar activity, like solar flares and CMEs, coronal mass ejections, eclipses are generally the most powerful astrological events. And this is clear not only from Western astrological tradition, but in the Eastern traditions as well. And the Tibetan Buddhists even provide reasons. The Tibetans point out that at both new and full moons, the subtle inner energies, what are called the winds and the channels, or chakras, line up or come together within us more exactly than at other times. And then when a new or full moon is also an eclipse, that inner lineup is just about as perfect as it can get. In fact, the Tibetans set these very special eclipse days apart as what they call, quote, days of observation, unquote, when perhaps the best thing to do is to allow the mind to just rest and on that day observe our own mind stream and the changes that can be happening. That's how we learn. In other words, these powerful celestial lineup events, eclipses and solar flares, etc., they happen outside ourselves in the heavens, but they signify change that appears from within us. We can sometimes see the eclipse in the sky, but we must look and feel within ourselves to come to understand what change it brings, like what it means for us. Where do you think change in the world or in yourself comes from anyway? I'm not saying that astrological events cause change. I'm saying that the cosmic dance that's happening all around us in the heavens is also an invitation for us to get in sync and dance with the cosmos ourselves. We are not outsiders. We're partners to the dance. And we can either work with the rhythms of change or we can, or not. We can get in step with the music. And if we don't know how to dance, we can learn to dance. And that's why we study and practice these things. Now, how we take change as it comes is what adeptship or mastering this world is all about. Change in life will come, and it does come. As they say, change is the only constant. But how we assimilate and absorb the changes that come for us is what I'm referring to here. Do we treat change as our opponent and oppose it, as in the martial art judo? Or do we passively and skillfully work with change, as in the martial art aikido? The influx of change, and just how we receive it and work with it, is the real measure of our creativity. Change changes the static flow of the stream of life, sometimes injecting new bends in our personal river that were not there before. As in, things can take a turn for the better or for the worse. And as some wise folks say, it's all good. To me, good is what we make of change, if we can. How we assimilate it in ways that are beautiful, elegant, useful, or not. True creativity is all about skillful incorporation of change. Don't ignore the fact that change can overcome us and, quote, change us so that we find ourselves having to be creative. Cope with it. It's not the worst thing. I have written dozens of articles on eclipses, and you can find lots of articles and free ebooks at dharmagrooves.com or spiritgrooves.net. And I've written these on the nature of eclipse, the times that eclipses occur in, and the deep inner visions that come with them, and that we can learn to tune into. So I refer you to those articles and books if you are new to using eclipses creatively in your life. And I also have videos on the same topic there, so check it out. But what I'm attempting to point out in this blog is that we can become aware at these times, eclipse times, of what is happening inside ourselves. But it does take some attention on our part. And in the beginning, it takes some effort to step off the freight train of our life for a day or even a moment. We're so used to being swept along in the path of change like riders on a train. Passengers unable to lift our gaze from our day-to-day distractions long enough to really view the landscape, much less to get off the train and smell the flowers. There are few gaps in our distractions. We are being used. We're used in this way. We're used to this, right? I mean, that's the way it is. These eclipses are natural opportunities to shake our heads a bit, to wake up, and to participate in our own dreams, to be somehow more awake in this dream of life that we're all dreaming, and that's the idea.